Do you record your phone calls? You should. Just got done talking to my neighbor. He's an anesthesiologist, married to a plastic surgeon. They both started recording their incoming phone calls. The plastic surgeon's wife was just shocked that people were calling her office and asking if they remove varicose veins, and she was saying no because she thought they only removed spider veins. Now, let's be clear, the only way you can really perfect staff training is to reduce employee turnover. You just can't have new employees over and over and over and then think you're going to train them and ramp them up real fast. Reduce employee turnover. But what's bizarre to me is that in every company, every business, small or large, the people that take incoming calls and do outgoing calls, those are the salespeople, the salesmen. Those are the highest paid six-figure, $100,000 a year people. And then in dentistry, that person is the actual person making the product, like a cook in a restaurant making the pizza or whatever, and the front desk people taking all the incoming calls and doing outgoing calls. They're like the lowest person on the totem pole as far as training, wages, benefits, education. The dentist goes to dental school, the hygienist goes to hygiene school, the assistant goes to assistant school, the receptionist you just hired off the street. If you get someone with 10 years experience, it's usually 10 years of bad experience and you got all these bad habits to break. But my gosh, you got to record these incoming phone calls. A lot of dentists, the really sophisticated ones, have a separate number for new patients to call versus existing patients because they want that new patient call. It's impulsive buying. It's like when you go to the grocery store. I got 8 grandkids, and right at the checkout lane, 2 feet off the ground, is every colored candy bar and coloring book and all the stuff. It's all impulsive buying. So and new patients calling around, are you going to close it? Are you going to see them that day? How many new patient incoming call leads do you get before one is scheduled for an appointment? That's your close ratio. It should be 1 out of 2. And then it's the same thing with when anybody comes in and you diagnose something, if you offer it same day. So if you're recording the phone calls and your receptionists are trained to close the call and get them in, and then your assistants are trained to do same-day dentistry, and your expenses are labor, not operatories. I mean, labor is usually 25% for the dentist, 25% for the staff, 10% for labs, 6% supply. Where does operatories come in? Why don't you have 1 or 2 extra operatories? The only people that do that successfully in dentistry are specialists because they know if 80% of their business comes from 10 referring doctors, dentists, then my gosh, when that dentist refers someone in, they want to see them right there, because if you can't get them in for a day, they don't want you calling another endodontist or another oral surgeon. The most successful oral surgeons I know have an emergency room for every operatory treatment room they have. I mean, they just load them up, and they try to do same day. They're willing to work through lunch. They'll stay after, but you got this, man. You got this. Just record the incoming calls. The place out of Atlanta has made a very good business. So, whatever you do, tape those incoming calls, do same-day dentistry, see them that day, and get your assistants to know. I had this problem 10, 20 years ago when we started recording, and it turns out when we were doing clear aligners and fixed braces, but they'd say, well, do you do Invisalign? And they'd say no, because we were doing clear aligners. Well, clear aligners is Invisalign, but I could not believe the lady working for me for 5 years never picked that up, because she's at the front desk. She's not in the back all the time. So economy's very competitive, so you need to be extra competitive. So you got this. Have a good, happy Friday. Bye-bye.